Hello students, welcome to the series on marketing and retail business. Today we are going to study retail management. In this we will study unit 2 and we will study door to door selling. Let's study the objective of this lecture. The objective of this lecture is to study the concept of door to door selling and the impact of door to door selling on retail business. Door to door selling and personal selling, what is the meaning? Personal selling process refers to a process that occurs when a sales representative meets with a potential client for the purpose of transacting a sale. Now, why door to door selling is important even in a modern era of technology and internet? Sometimes the products are very costly. The products need a kind of a basic impact in terms to interact with the customers and make them understand how this product is important. So, this is where a personal selling, where a salesman goes to the customer and explains the importance of the product. Door to door selling can be related when the purchases or the investment of money is very high. Like if you want to buy a policy of 25 lakhs rupees, obviously it is not very easy that the customer would come through internet. The customer would has to be trained to understand the benefits of that policy, and an agent has to go to crystallize such a big deal. Or if you are in a property or a real estate business, so this would not happen on internet. The door to door selling or personalized selling is needed here, where you have to go to the customer, convince him and show him the options available with you. And it is not only one visit or one website interaction that would help you to crystallize the sale. It is many interactions, and it is to convince the customers to get his trust, and then only a sale of the products in terms of crores of rupees can be crystallized. Sales processes can be used in for face-to-face encounters and telemarketing. So, when sales are of less value, you can crystallize them through internet or through telephone. But when the sales processes do involve lot of money, you need customized or personalized sales. Sales activities that can occur in the field by representatives who call on clients in a retail or a wholesale environment. It is sales personnel attend to the customers by processing orders. Telemarketing environment, the salesperson makes a telephone call to the prospects. Different types of sales roles can be identified with the impact of each activity. So, what is the role of sales representative when they enter into personalized selling is to contact the customers and crystallize the basic issue or the basic value related to the products which the customers are buying in the market. What are the different types of sales roles? It is the order takers and the order getters. Order taker refers to selling that occurs primarily at the wholesale or retail levels to determine the customer's needs. Order getters refers to field sales representative who make a sales presentation to win business to maintain relations with the existing clients. See, order takers basically is when the products are very reputed, you get the orders automatically because most of the wholesalers and retailers would buy this product to sell it to the customers. But order getters are people who through their personal impact and through their personal efforts try to convince the customers and get the orders from the customers directly. What is missionary selling? Missionary selling is often seen as a sales support role. The missionary salesperson distributes information about products, services, describes product attributes, and leaves material but does not normally close the sale. So, missionary selling is not the ordinary salespeople. They will have a kind of a better role, that is, it's not only in 1 year that they are going to perform the function. It is they are associated with the mission of creating material, connecting to the clients, talking to the clients to build the brand of the company, and with this course of interaction with the community of the customers, they are able to create a kind of a positive faith and a pulse in the market. So, missionary selling is basically to establish at least a reputation that you can perform this function or you are able to give quality related to a particular product. What is cold calling? Sales representative telephones or visits a customer without prior appointment. Cold calling is often considered to be the most challenging of the sales activities. Sales representative is likely to be more conscious of the client's time. They seek to condense sales process by combining approach and sales presentation. Sometimes it becomes important for companies to tap all kinds of resources and all kinds of modes and methods of reaching to the customers. Cold calling is one method where you don't take any appointment with the customers, but you directly reach the customer according to the convenience of the time and try to just check on whether he will be interested. If interest is there, you can influence the customer and win a kind of a sale of the product. Relationship selling or consultative selling builds the trust and faith for maintaining interactions with customers, for creating long term value of relationships. Now there are relationship sellers in the market who are only managing positive faith with the customers. They are sending the emails, they are sending the greetings to the customers, and they are sending gifts to the customers on festival occasions, so that the loyalty is built up with these customers and they are connected to the organization for longer period. Relationship selling basically involves problem solving approach. Sales representative acts in a consultative role. He becomes partner in the client's problem solving exercise, and he basically works in high tech selling environments. So when he maintains a relationship with the customer, he basically gets into the kind of a connection which has to imbibe trust and faith. So this faith would generate a kind of environment which may be technologically oriented, but a faith which is generally a connection where any time the salesman can create a kind of a vibe in the market to enhance the value of products related to the customers. Now let us see the steps which are involved in personal selling. Personal selling, the first step is prospecting. It is identifying prospects, or prospecting occurs when the salesperson seeks to identify the leads or the prospects. Now how do people go for door to door selling? It is not that they are walking on the roads and knocking each door, but it is they are tracking the online websites. The online data becomes important, what the customers are serving, what they are searching. A customer visit to website and an entry of a basic inquiry would make these people to find the prospects, and they would call these customers. Now there are very good websites like India Mart. Now India Mart, if a customer is going, maybe he is searching for some item, you just enter that website and you will get a call from all the related suppliers. They will quote the prices. Maybe you may buy or you may not buy, but you get a connection and you get a list of people who are in the business and the customers who are searching for these products. So these websites do give you a support in terms of prospecting who could be the potential customers, and maybe if the customer is genuinely associated with you in terms of trust, he can buy products from you. Sources of identifying prospects. Sales representatives use a variety of sources such as business directories, commercial databases, mailing lists, and list of lapsed customers. So there are varied sources available in market from where you can get the data, like who are the customers, who are the users, where your product can be sold, and how to get access to the customers becomes important. Then is qualifying leads. Qualified leads are those who have need for the product, capacity to pay, willingness to pay for the product, and willingness to be contacted by the sales person. Now after prospecting, when you have created a list that okay fine, these are the customers, but then you have to uh, connect with the qualified leads. What are qualified leads? A person who has the potential desire and the power to buy, because maybe if there is a desire but he has no financial background, is it is waste of time to generally contact the customers. So you need to understand people who can purchase, who have potential interest and the basic desire to buy. Then you can connect with those customers to crystallize the sales which happen in a better way in the market. Pre-approach. Pre-approach refers to the process of preparing for the presentation. This consists of the customer research, goal planning, scheduling an appointment, and tasks necessary to prepare for the sales presentation. Now, before you contact the lead, it is important for you to do a kind of a research to study who the customer is, where basically he is residing, what are his interests. Once you know about the customer, is according to the needs of the customers, you can tailor your presentations, find out the utilities of the productions or the models of the productions which can connect with the customer's need. So, before going to the customer, you need to find out the solution which may be needed. You have to do a presentation or you have to do a kind of a preparation before you reach to the customer. Approach refers to the stage when salesman meets the customers to leave an impression on the buyer on his professional conduct, attire, handshake, eye contact, honesty and trust. So, after all this, you meet the customer. This is the level of professionalism of the stage where you leave an impression on the customers of your honesty and trust. And maybe even if the sales is not crystallized, but a kind of impression is generally left which can connect to this customer in future. Now, let us do the need assessment. The salesman should evaluate the customer based on need for the product, need to reveal the prospective client's current situation, source of problems, impact of problems, benefits of solution and client's prior experience with the brand. Now, when you reach to the customer and the customer has got some interest in your product, how do we offer a kind of a model to the product, model of a product to the customer? This can be done by need assessment, is to analyze what actually the customer needs, what is the current situation, what are the problems, what are the impact. And on the basis of his problems, you can generally advise a model which will be best aspect in terms of budget and in terms of quality. So, this will a kind of a professional and a consultative advice from the salesperson can give the benefit to the customers to buy the right product. Handling objections. The customers might question the price or value of the product. They might dismiss the product or service which is inadequate. They might avoid making a commitment to buy. They may refuse because of an unknown factor. The salesperson should do their best to anticipate objections and respectfully respond to them. Now, after you have done a lot of work in terms of finding, prospecting, doing an exercise for presentation, but still there can be objections. The customer may refuse, the customer may buy. Even if he is buying, he has objections about the quality of your service. He may dismiss your orientation towards the product. So, you have to listen to the customer. Customer is important. So, you need to have a kind of approach which is calm and which is positive to support the customer. Even if he is not buying your product, it is not advisable to abuse the customers and end up in a relationship which is negative. Always positive relationship will carry your credibility and trust in the market for future collaboration. Closing. The salesperson can seek to gain commitment and close the sale. If he is unsure about the prospect's readiness to buy, might consider using a trial clause. Sometimes it happens that the customer is not giving you commitment. So, you may ask him to at least try the product, and if he is satisfied, then only he can come to the buying aspect or then only he can sign the contract. After this, you can do a follow up. Follow up finally is the salesperson must remember to follow up. Following up will ensure customer satisfaction and help him to establish a relationship with the customer. Whether the sale ended in a positive way or it ended in a negative way. The follow up is important in terms of giving thanks and in terms of addressing to the issues of the customers. The customers need to be looked after. So, we need to understand the problems of the customers even after your total process of the demonstration is closed. Salesperson's closing technique should relate to these aspects. The salesperson can use several different techniques to close a sale like alternative close, assumptive close, summary close, special offer close. So, it is not always advisable to reach a dissatisfied customer. It is important that if he is not able to settle on this product, you can offer an alternative product. You can do that maybe if you want this, you can make up a ground and assumption that he will buy in future, or you can do a kind of a basic approach where the customer would relate to only special aspects of needs which are related. If he is not buying the whole product, he can take some accessories or he can take other aspects of the product, or you can generally end up the relationship by giving him a special offer by which he gets attracted and connects to you. Now, sales production and door to door selling is important because once the salesperson knows the need, he builds the sales presentation by focusing on the ADA model. What is ADA model? ADA model basically is a 6-step process which relates to get the attention of the customers in terms of attention, to ignite the interest, to create the desire, and to crystallize the action. The salesperson can do this through the product demonstration. That is, when you go for a presentation, the product needs to have those attributes and the values where the attention or the interest of the customer is desirable. The customer would only be interested in your product if the product can offer value and utility to his life in terms of quality and in terms of some innovative aspect. The types of sales scripts basically are the prescribed scripts and the other scripts. The prescribed scripts basically are highly detailed scripts which specifies precise phrase to be used in given situation. Prescribed scripts are used in a variety of contexts including direct selling, market research, fast food service. So, how do you reach to the customer? You have a prescribed script, that is, you cannot go beyond this. Each and everything in terms of price and name is written, and this prescribed script will help you to solve the problems of the customers. What are the advantages and disadvantages of prescribed script? First is it can enable speedy transactions, it provides uniform delivery. The disadvantage is tendency for delivery to become robotic, and it is lacking in authenticity. When you have a prescribed script for a customer, it is more standardized and more detailed and automatic driven. The disadvantage is that you cannot customize it because it is already prescribed. Like what is customized is according to the cost and the taste of the customer, you can prepare a dish in the hotel, but hotel already has a standard set of menu which cannot be changed. So, that is a prescribed script, and customizes what you take on spot and decide the price and give it to the customer. Then you have goal driven scripts. It defines the goals for each type of transaction, allows employees to use their own phrases during the encounter. Goal driven scripts can appear more natural and authentic. It requires employees with well developed communication skills. Now, sometimes you have goal driven scripts, that is, you understand what is the aim of the customer, what he wants, and according to his aim and his desire, you can customize a kind of a script where the employees need to be trained and they understand the costing aspect, and they give a budget to the customer, and if the customer is agreeing, they can design that option for selling the product or maybe a service to the customer. Then is the hybrid approach of script. The hybrid approach basically offers a choice within a range of scripts. The approach is neither prescribed nor totally flexible. It provides a range of scripts from which customers select an option. So, this is basically a kind of a script which is moving to combine the advantages of prescribed and customized scripts, and on the basis of this, you basically try to select an option which is most suitable for company and the customer. Now, let us study the impact of technology on personal selling, uh, which is generally cell phone, laptops, emails, internet and social media help in creating a more fruitful interaction with the customers. The door to door selling through personal selling has become more professional and more customized because you have started understanding the customers through the social media. That is, if you know a customer, you can go to the Facebook, you can see what are his interest, activities, his status, his value additions in life, and also his basic research on Twitter handle can give you the opinion and the interest of the customer. And now, according to the research of the customer through this media, you can increase the quality of your interaction with the customer. So, people who are involved in personal selling have to do a kind of a research before they connect with the customer. Now, let us classify the approaches of personal selling and door to door selling. It is the stimulus response selling, the mental stage selling, the need satisfaction selling, and the problem solving selling. Personal selling basically can be classified into these four aspects depending on the type of the customer to whom you are related. Stimulus response selling is the salesperson provides a stimuli. The buyer's response is sought and it is continued until the purchase decision is completed. So, what is that? The salesperson basically gives a kind of a stimuli. This stimuli is taken up by the customer, and if a response is there, the customer would try to professionalize this response and would give added value support to generally support the customer's desire why this product is important, give him a consultancy and advice so that this product is purchased by the customer. What is mental state selling? It is the attention, interest, conviction, desire and action. This is the ADA model where we try to get the attention of the customer, we try to build the interest of the customer through the promotion and through the offers. Conviction is basically the perceptions which the customers need in the market, they need to be satisfied. We try to create a desire by adding more utilities and more attraction in terms of cost, and then we try to wait for the action that the customer would come to buy this product. The need satisfaction selling basically is to uncover the needs of the sellers, present offerings to satisfy the buyers, and continue selling until purchase. Need satisfaction is to understand the problems of particular area, design the products according to the problems which are impacting the customers, and then give a solution to the customer. This is need selling. Problem solving selling is to define a problem, generate alternative solutions, evaluate alternative solutions, and continue selling until the purchase decision is made. Now, what is problem solving is if the customer has problem and you are basically trying to identify how you solve this problem. So, you have many options related to that particular problem, and then you can offer the best solution to the customer on the basis of the budget. Like if you are an event consultant, you have to decorate a kind of a party event venue. In that case, the problem of the customer is that he needs to conduct that function with a beautiful decoration. You can give various options dependent on the price and the budget, and then you can understand what are the problems of the customers and try to make the changes according to the needs of the customers and try to set a price. This is how you can solve the problems of the customers and sell your basic uh, service to the customer. Consultative selling. The process of using expertise selling for products and services is done by the business consultant, long term ally, and a strategic orchestra. Now, what is consultative selling is basically when you want to sell the financial products or you want to sell the innovative marketing functions to the customers. The consultative selling is to be a business consultant to people to make them understand that what is the investment required, what will be the return they will get, and how you are going to get this product to survive in the market. Consultative selling is to look into the advantages of the company and the profits of the customers. This is obviously with the insurance, the stocks, the financial products, and other um, consultancies or the activities of event and entertainment happening in the market. How do we build value for the customer? The value can be built by focusing on an effective CRM function, by designing a selling strategy, and by building product quality. So, when you connect in personal selling and go for door to door customization of your product, it is important that you incorporate the advantages of CRM technology and your creative um, designs related to the product. The combination of everything can help you to support in the market. Door to door selling through personal selling has become important even in the internet and technological era, because people still need attention of salesmen, people still need consultants, and people still need advice, because the web based information is too standardized. Your customized problems, they need to be addressed, and somebody specialist is needed in the market to understand you and try to select a best offer which is available in the market. Now let's study the summary of this lecture. In this lecture we have studied door to door selling. Door to door selling still is important in real estate business, insurance and financial and other service oriented activities which relate to retail management. Door to door selling can be crystallized through effective personal selling process of trained salespeople. Salespeople at all level, at lower level do routine functions, at missionary level try to build the brands, and at consultative level try to give advice to the customers. Salesmen still are important for the company who try to manage the marketing department. I hope the students must have understood the impact of door to door selling even in the era of internet and websites. Thank you, students.